The Sony LAM-Z05 is part of Sony's NetMD-enabled mini-systems. They were all innovative and included novel opening mechanisms for their CDs and MDs. I bought this one cheap and without speakers, hoping for a nice NetMD unit. This door slides smoothly to take in or eject CDs and MDs. Unfortunately, it didn't record and would wipe discs. Here, you can see the USB port, headphone jack, and speaker output. I was hoping for a simple fix, like adjusting the write head that may have been bumped in transit. We'll start with 3 screws at the base. Next, 4 more screws in the white plastic and 2 more near the plug base and the rear. I've added some clearer photos here to remove the gray part. Pry apart the sides gently just to expose the lip of the gray part. Then just slide it out. Now that it's out, we'll want to gently jiggle the internal mechanism loose. A little gentle spreading of the sides and wiggling the internal frame forward and lifting the sides will loosen it. Let's test some CD to MD dubbing to see if the write head is lowering properly. Let's insert a CD. And let's start dubbing. This black plastic frame lowers and raises the write head. It looks like it's doing its job. Let's let it run for a bit so we can test. Okay, I stopped the dub, so let it write the talk. Let's try to play the MD. Looks like it's playing, but let's get some headphones. Nope, not working. Since we saw the write head lower, let's make sure it's actually in the right place. I'm pushing this arm down to see how far the right head is lowering. It's low, but maybe still too high above the disc. Let's zoom in a bit. There it is, floating a bit higher than I'd like. Remember, when the laser heats the disc, this writes the data. I've fixed a few decks and players, and I like to see these write heads floating just above the disc surface. Looks close, but I'm going to adjust it a bit more. Be super gentle with your tweezers. Here, I lift it a bit, then bend it slightly. Just a little at a time, and then test. It looks good to me, just over the disc and not touching. Let's try another CD to MD dub. Right head looks good. Okay, that's enough. Let's stop it and test. And it worked. I can hear what was dubbed. Let me try to give you a good look at the lowered right head position. You can see it's close to the surface, but there's a space, then the reflection, so it's not touching the disc itself. Now to put it back together. Basically, we'll sit it on its head and slide the cover around, down, then forward onto the front fascia. Looking at these clips, we'll want to slide the white cover down onto the body. So here, I lift the sides up, so when I lower it, the clips will grab onto the frame. Once that's in, I'll slide the cover forward, or the internal section inwards. The front clip should latch into the front panel. You may need to try a few times carefully. Still a bit of a gap. The top looks okay. Since the top is okay, I'll put the front facing up and try to slide it down onto the clips. There. Gravity helped click it into place. Okay, this gray piece isn't fun, so be patient. Just need to spread the sides enough to wedge it in there. Keep an eye on the back side where the USB and headphone jack are. We'll need to line them up while wedging the gray piece into place. Okay, now they're in the right place. We'll need to make sure the cord is tucked in properly. Time to screw this thing back together. The 4 screws holding the sides in place. Make sure the power cord is tucked into its groove, and we'll put the foot back on. Just 3 screws, and we're done. Looks good, no unsightly gaps. Let's test NetMD. Here, I've connected it via USB to a PC and fired up Web MiniDisc Pro. Insert a disk to test. And push Network to get connected via USB. Now we'll connect to my NetMD device. And there are the test tracks we dubbed earlier. Let's delete them so we can start clean. Now from my paid music folder, let's test some Everglow tracks. Just drag and drop. Web MiniDisc Pro will do some conversion, then write the tracks. And I'll skip ahead to the last track. Okay, all done. Let's see if it actually wrote or not. Simply push play. And there you have it. The LAM-Z05 is fully functional and is my new dedicated NetMD writer. Thanks for watching.